IPO cycle. Role of memory in working of computer. Main memory. Inside the computer, CPU. Classification of computers. A computer can perform a variety of functions as per the instructions given to it. Instructions are the commands that you want the computer to perform. Instructions consisting of useful facts or figures is called data. Data is provided to a computer through any of the input devices such as keyboard and mouse, depending on the type of data. Let's see how a computer can process data. IPO cycle. A computer can process data very fast. It first takes the data as input, processes it according to the given instructions and then gives an output. In short, we can say that every computer follows an input process output cycle or IPO cycle. How a computer functions using IPO cycle. The IPO cycle has 3 stages. The first stage is called the input stage. In this stage, data and instructions are provided to the computer through input devices. Input devices may include the keyboard, mouse, scanner, magnetic ink character reader, MICR, optical mark reader, OMR, microphone, light pen, webcam, and others. The second stage is called the process stage. In this stage, the processing device, that is, the CPU, carries out the instructions on the given data. The third stage is called the output stage. In this stage, output is produced after processing. The output is given out or shown on an output device such as the monitor, printer, projector, and plotter. The flow of the information on a computer using the IPO cycle is shown. Input devices such as the keyboard and mouse. Output devices such as the monitor and printer. The storage of data can either be in the main memory of the computer or in the secondary memory devices. Some secondary memory devices include hard disks, CDs, DVDs, flash memory, and memory cards. Inside the computer, CPU. This is a CPU case which holds the CPU along with other processing and storage devices and drives such as the motherboard, sound card, hard disk, RAM, and ROM. The CPU is a small hardware component that takes instructions, inputs given by the user, performs some operations on the instructions, and transmits the result to an output device. It is called the brain of a computer. The CPU has 2 main components, arithmetic and logic unit, ALU. It is responsible for all types of calculations and operations. As its name indicates, it performs arithmetic operations such as plus, minus, into, and divide, and logical operations such as less than, greater than, equal to, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, and not equal to. For example, when we input 2 numbers as data and want to multiply them passed as instructions, these 2 numbers are sent from the keyboard input device to the memory of the CPU. From memory, they are further sent to the ALU for multiplication processing. The ALU performs the calculation and sends it back to the memory. Control unit, CU. It is responsible for controlling and guiding the instructions, their interpretation and execution. The control unit gets instructions from the memory and executes these instructions. After the execution of an instruction is completed, The control unit sends signal to the memory to send the next instruction. It also controls the flow of data from input devices to memory and from memory to output devices. Role of memory in working of a computer. Main memory. Computer memory is basically used to store data only. It is generally known as main memory or primary memory or internal memory. Main memory consists of random access memory, RAM, and read-only memory, ROM. RAM, random access memory, forms the major part of main memory. The CPU can read data from it and also can write data onto it in a very short time. RAM is a fast, temporary type of memory as it erases all the data when the computer is turned off. For this reason, RAM is also called volatile memory. It can be seen inside the CPU in the form of a chip. Fact box. Before a PC can do anything useful, it moves data, instructions, programs from the hard disk to RAM to hold it temporarily. ROM. It stands for read-only memory. The CPU can only read the data from it. The CPU uses its data for the computer to start up. It tells the computer what to do after you switch it on. It is a permanent memory system as the data and contents once written to it remain fixed. The contents never change even if the computer is turned off. For this reason, ROM is also called non-volatile memory. Fact box. ROM gives instructions to the operating system for handling the hardware, that is, input and output devices. There are various types of ROM that are used in computers. Some of the important types are Programmable Read-Only Memory, PROM. In this type of ROM, the contents of the memory can be written or programmed only once. Erasable Programmable Read-Only Memory, EPROM. A programmable read-only memory on which data can be erased by exposure to strong ultraviolet light and can be rewritten later is known as EPROM. Electrically Erasable Programmable Read-Only Memory, EEPROM. A programmable read-only memory on which data can be erased electrically and can be electrically rewritten later is known as EEPROM. Table gives the differences between RAM and ROM. RAM, ROM. It stands for Random Access Memory. It stands for Read-Only Memory. It is known as Volatile Memory. It is known as Non-Volatile Memory. It stores data temporarily and loses it when the computer is turned off. It stores data permanently and does not lose it even when the computer is turned off. It is used by the CPU either to read data from it or to write data into it. It is used by the CPU to only read the data. Cache memory. A special area in RAM is sometimes reserved for cache memory. It is a high-speed memory that is present between the CPU and the main memory. It is located at a place from where the contents can be picked up by the CPU very quickly. Cache memory helps in improving the performance speed of the CPU as the commonly used data and instructions are stored in it. Nowadays, high-speed independent devices working as cache memory are also separately installed in the CPU. Secondary memory devices. Data of a computer is also stored in secondary memory devices. Some secondary memory devices include hard disks, CDs, and memory cards. Classification of computers. On the basis of their size and performance, Computers are generally divided into the following types. Microcomputers. A microcomputer is defined as a computer working on a single microprocessor. A microprocessor is a computer processor in which all the components are a part of a single integrated circuit or chip. Microcomputers are used by a single person at a time. Desktop computers or personal computers, PCs, used in offices, schools, homes, etc. are microcomputers. Mini-computers. Mini-computers have more processing power as compared to microcomputers. These are generally used as servers and are multi-user systems. They have more memory and can therefore store more data as compared to microcomputers. A large number of input and output devices can be attached to mini-computers. CDC 1700 and HP 3000 are examples of mini-computers. Mainframe computers. Mainframe computers are the computers that are very large and expensive computers. These computers have a very large memory and can store even more data as compared to mini-computers. More than 100 users can be connected through mainframe computers. The IBM System Z9 is a mainframe computer. Supercomputers. Supercomputers are the most powerful in terms of processing speed and memory. They can execute billions of instructions per second. They are very expensive. These are used for scientific research, weather forecasting, underground studies, etc. Cray 1 and IBM's Blue Gene L are examples of supercomputers.